Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. We're getting closer. Boy, I can't wait for this. Honestly, I can't wait. I love these big shows. And look, I've been lucky enough to have been at a few big shows recently, but this one's big. This one's very big. 60-odd thousand at the Tottenham Stadium. A very good undercard, I think. We'll talk about the undercard in a minute. Actually, I just saw Brandon Glanton in the gym, and he said to me, don't blink. He's ready. That's a good fight against Chris Smith. I feel like a lot of people don't know too much about Brandon Glanton, but I guess it's a case of what's left with CBS. That was a tough fight against Zerdo. Very tough fight. It took a lot out of him. But yeah, look, I love these big shows. Yes, I'm still very gutted not to be working on it, just because I feel like I've covered it from the beginning. And I mean, not like recently. I'm talking 2.5 years ago. I actually watched the face-off that I did again, and I was trying to rack my brains as to what the narrative was going into that fight. Like, who was the favorite? Were people picking Eubank because at the time, remember, he hadn't lost to Liam Smith, so he hadn't lost for a long time. I think prior to that it was George Groves, wasn't it? So that's a long time. Were people picking Ben because he had looked devastating? Yes, albeit knocked over sort of guys coming to the end, but he looked very good and very strong against Van Heerden, against Algieri. There was a rehydration cap for Chris Eubank. Remember, he had to come down to 157. So I can't quite remember, but I do think the majority of people would be swinging to Eubank, or would have swung to Eubank. Like, if you asked 100 people, I think it would have been 80-20, 70-30, I think, at best. If you ask them now, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Chris Eubank, 35 now, has suffered defeat. In saying that though, Conor Benn, I mean, is the power still there? We didn't really see it in his last couple of fights, especially the one against Dobson. Yes, he is jumping up in weight, but it's not that big a jump. 154 to 160 is not huge, is it? I mean, let's be honest. And he looks physically very, very good. Anything can happen in this fight, you know. Anything can happen. Before we kind of talk about the fight and who I think will win, because I will tell you that, very quickly, the 5 members that I am buying the pay-per-view for, if you have a DAZN account, let me know, because it's easier that way. I can just tell DAZN to put it on. Please send me an email. My email address is in the description. Send me an email to those 5 members. Also, very good news. One of you 5 members is going to the fight. One of you 5 members is going to the fight, courtesy of Eubank Jr.'s management team, Nova Sport. I reached out to them. They came back to me and said, yeah, no problem. We can give you a ticket. So thank you so much to Chris Eubank Jr. and his management team, Napa, and all the people. They have given me a ticket. Now, it's going to be one of the 5 members that I chose that was going to come with me to fight week. We're just going to make this as fair as possible. On tomorrow's vid, I'm going to write every name down. I'm going to show it to camera. I'm going to put it in a hat, and I'm just going to pick a name. And I will let you know. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so it's pretty late. Sorry. I'll let you know tomorrow. And if that person can't make it, we'll do the same thing until one of you can make it. But one of you is going to the fight. So, yeah, again, thank you so much to Nova Sport, to Chris Eubank Jr.'s management team. I've been on to them for about a week. Give me a ticket, give me a ticket. And they've given me a ticket. So hopefully one of you members enjoys your day. All right, let's talk about the fight. I have literally gone this and that. Honestly, I have gone all over the place with this. I think I've said for quite a while that I think Conor could get to Eubank early. That's because I remember watching the Camille Zaramata fight. And look, Camille's strong, he's tough, but I think he even retired after that fight. He was coming to the end. And I felt like he was causing Eubank some problems early with just his pressure. His pressure and pace. I thought, okay, watching that thinking, he's causing Eubank some issues here. And I think that's what Conor's going to do. I think Conor's, yes, he's not as big as Camille Zaramata. Zaramata was actually quite short but very thick. So I don't think Conor's going to be as strong. That's debatable. But I feel like Conor's going to be causing Eubank so many problems with his speed and work rate in those early rounds. So I actually think the first 4 or 5 rounds, Conor's going to win. Now, if Conor doesn't detonate Eubank in the first 4 or 5, I can see Eubank figuring Conor out and winning the next 4 or 5. Honestly, I feel like it could be a fight of 2 halves. So I think Conor early, I think Eubank middle, and then I think the later couple of rounds is where it gets really interesting. Now, does Conor have enough gas in the tank to go all 12? It's a 12-round fight, right? Does he have enough gas in the tank to go all 12? Will the weight cut and the rehydration cap hurt Eubank in the latter rounds? I think that's kind of what Conor's team are banking on as well. So it might just be a case who's got more left in the gas tank in the later rounds. It could be that. My worry for Conor is Conor, by the time he ring walks, hasn't had a fight. I think it's 15 or 16 months. I did that Dobson fight in Vegas, and that was February last year. So what's that? February, March, 15 months. 15 months. I don't care how fit you are. I don't care. If you hadn't had a real fight and done a ring walk, all that, getting your hands wrapped, all that preparation for 15 months, that's a problem. That's a problem. You can't replicate that. You can't. But especially can't replicate that in front of 65,000 people. Eubank's not been super busy, but he's been a lot more active. Let me have a quick look at Eubank's record. Because in my head, I want to say that he's fought twice in that gap. 1 second, peeps. I should know this, but I'm just trying to see if that Liam Smith and Zaramata fight were within that gap. 1 sec. Bloody hell, box wreck. How's it taking this long? Okay, here we are. So yeah, October 2024. Kamil Zaramata. Oh no, actually, no. He actually fought Liam Smith the 2nd of September 2023. So he's only had the one fight as well. And October 2024 was Kamil Zaramata. But at least he's had a fight. But he's just been a lot busier. He's been a lot busier. And he's been, I'm going to say he's been on the bigger stage a lot more. And that's true. He has been on the bigger stage way more than Conor Benn. He's had some big fights. Win or lose, he's been in some big fights. The stage fright won't get to him. I don't think it will get to Conor either, but we don't know. I just feel like when the going gets tough, I expect Eubank Jr. to be a bit more composed than Conor. A bit more composed. I think it's fucking incredible. Honestly, pardon my French. I just think when that first bell goes, good luck knowing which way this goes. Because, again, I can picture Conor Benn just steamrolling Eubank and chinning him. I'm not even joking. I can picture that. I can see it happening. But then I do look at the lack of KO power in his last couple of fights and think, okay, this guy's going up in weight now. He's going up in weight. Does that power carry up to young, fresh, bigger guys? Because, again, the Van Heerdens and the Algeries, I mean, they've not fought since. In fact, the last 3 people that he stopped at 147, they've all not fought. None of them have fought, right? Vargas, Van Heerden, and Algeri. So will you be able to see that power and that speed and that timing at 160? And we know, say what you want about Chris Eubank Jr.'s age, we know Eubank Jr. has a chin. We know he has a chin. The Liam Smith thing, I know some will say it was an elbow, wasn't an elbow, but that's rare. Right? That's rare. We don't see Eubank like sort of unravel like that. I think he's got one hell of a chin. He's got decent work rate. Him and Jonathan Banks seem to be getting on. Although, let's be honest, his best performance came when he was with Terence Crawford's trainer. So, guys, I know I'm kind of flip-flopping here, but I can see so many different scenarios. But I am going to, right now, today, Tuesday morning, I'm going to say Eubank Jr. points. I'm going to say Eubank Jr. something like 115, 113, 116, 12, something like that. That's, if I had £50, that's where my £50 would go. But I wouldn't be surprised if, I'm kind of fence sitting in it, I wouldn't be surprised if Conor Benn chins him. Fucking hell. I'm so angry I'm not working this event. I'm not joking, I'm livid. I was calm about it a few days ago. I was like, yeah, whatever. Now I'm upset. Anyway, remember, we are doing a live watch along for the event. I think we're going to get going about 5 p.m. up until when it ends, 11 p.m. So it's going to be a long one. Grand arrivals today. You guys know how it all works. Grand arrivals, media public workout, press conference, weigh-ins. I ain't going to any of that shit. And then fight night on Saturday. I'm throwing my toys out the pram. I think that's what you call it. All right, very quickly on the undercard. I'm going to do a separate undercard video. But my predictions, Yard, Arthur, I'm going Yard, late stoppage. He needs a performance. The Boatsy fight's there. It's right there. He needs a performance in order to make us excited. Say what you want about Boatsy losing. That was a great fight. Boatsy's stock doesn't go down in that loss to Callum Smith. Yard's stock went down in his last performance. He can get that stock back up with a good win against Arthur. So I'm going Yard. Liam Smith versus Aaron McKenna. What's left of Liam Smith? Like, Liam Smith's had a great career. Like, you think about his career, solid career. Can he find something again against the unbeaten McKenna? I'm going McKenna for the upset. Is it an upset? I don't know, but I'm going McKenna to nick it. Chris Billam-Smith, Brandon Glanton. This one is so difficult to pick because, again, does CBS have more to offer? Does he have more? I mean, he's given us a lot. But again, guys, I was there for that Zerda fight. That was hard. Honestly, there were times when I thought he was going to get stopped early in that fight. He had like a very good opening. Zerdo just seemed to weather everything and then just came back with some incredible shots. Brandon Glanton doesn't fight like Zerdo. He actually fights like Chris Billam-Smith. So Chris Billam-Smith's going to have to go to the well again. Upset Glanton. I think. And the last one, I ain't got a clue. Vidal Riley, Chef Clark, I ain't got a clue. Don't want to waste your time. All right, let's quickly see if there's any news. All right, let's go here. Does Belanga Shiraz deserve top billing over Stevenson Zepeda? No. Of course it doesn't. Sorry. You know me, love Hamza. I like Belanga as well, by the way. But, like, what are we doing? World title fight. What are we doing? World title fight. Pound for pound star in Shakur Stevenson. Zepeda's incredible. I know his last couple of performances haven't lit us up, but he's an incredible fighter. Come on, man. What are we doing? No. This is crazy, by the way. Shakur Stevenson nearing promotional agreement with Lou DiBella. There is fuck all loyalty in boxing. It's insane, isn't it? Like, even Belanga's not with Matchroom anymore. Shakur Stevenson, 2-fight deal with Matchroom's now gone. Like, what's happening here? Honestly, I don't get it. I thought there was a good relationship. Shakur spoke about the fact that he's now got a promoter that talks and pushes him and all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden gone. I mean, look, I'm sure Shakur will be able to explain quite comfortably why. It always comes down to that, doesn't it? But it does surprise me nonetheless. I'm a bit surprised by that. Because I just thought it'd be, especially with this Zepeda fight, I thought it would be Shakur versus Zepeda, and in turn we get Eddie versus Oscar, but no, crazy. All right, guys, girls, we are done. Again, don't forget live watch along, but you'll know because I'll be telling it every fucking video. Live watch along this Saturday for the big one.